Hey guys, my name's Crimson, but you can call me Crimz. Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to be playing a game called Omen Exitio Plague. Don't know if I said that right, hopefully I did. This is an indie game created by TinyBullStudios. They have a Kickstarter page. Support them, please. Help out the indie community and help these developers out. So I don't really know much about this. I know it's a role-playing game and it's narrative based, but that's all really I know. Haven't seen gameplay of it. Let's just see what the game has for us. Colonialism is the control of governing influence of a nation over a dependent country, territory, or people. During the late 1800s, Africa faced European imperialist aggression, diplomatic pressures, military invasions, and eventual conquest and colonization. At the same time, African societies put up various forms of resistance against the attempt to colonize their countries and impose foreign domination. The Anglo-Zanzibar War was just one of many examples of such resistance. Okay. Your name is Eric McLean, and you're one of the youngest cartographers in the English Royal Navy. It's late June 1896, and there are some rumors of a conspiracy by the Omen people against the English army. Man, I am, not able to read today. Your ship is slowly approaching the coast of Nunjui after a quiet trip from Montumi Island. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, crap. What do I do? Commander, is that walk to the commander's tent? That's where I'm gonna get you. Walk to the commander's tent. Don't want to be caught off guard. The commander wants you to search for water springs in the area where he wants to set up camp. You have a lot on your mind and you're starting to feel a desire to see the English coasts again. Your fellow soldiers welcome you on the beach, and after a few days of silent marching, you reach the mission camp. You don't have much time to rest, as you'll have to put together an exploration team on the day following your arrival. First Mate Carter. Good day, sir. I'm First Mate Carter. Since we don't have much time, I took the liberty of putting together an exploration party for you. You don't know all the men he's chosen. I'll trust him, he's been there longer than I have. I know this might be the wrong choice, but hell, you live off trusting people. You decide to trust the first mate. He must surely know his men. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully I'm right about that and that this doesn't backfire majorly. You start packing again your rucksack, which you didn't even have time to unpack completely. You're not happy with how the mission is starting. You have a bad feeling, but you're tired and nervous. So you try not to think about it. Night falls on the first day of their exploration mission. The 8 soldiers are pitching the tents and the scout is lighting a campfire. The interpreter, an old bearded man, is sitting on a rock. He keeps to himself, murmuring his prayers even while walking. His eyes are elusive and he's a little creepy, but you feel you can trust him. Lloyd, the scout, takes care of a beautiful black Beverly Turk named Thunder, the only horse in the company. You climb on the wagon and choose what meal will be cooked. The soldiers are very young, some even younger than you, and the dinner is accompanied by laughter and songs. The glee distracts you from your nervousness. When you decide it is time to go get sleep and who will take first watch, you notice that the only ones that haven't been laughing are Lloyd and the interpreter. Let's talk to Lloyd. Here. It seems like you prefer horses over men. Can I speak freely, sir? Speech crap, I remember yours. Nah, I don't want to be mean. Of course. The men are having fun. It's unfair to Thunder to be left alone and bored. He is a member of the team, and I think this horse has an important role in our expedition. You smile in silence. Get some rest, Lloyd. I need you to be alert tomorrow. Aye, sir. I will try to relax. I wish I could order myself to sleep. As you watch the scout moving towards his tent, you wish you could do the same yourself. Or maybe you can talk to the interpreter first. Of course I will. I want to be a good guy. Nice. You don't like to sing. I'm sorry, Effendi. I like to sing. I just don't like to sing like that. Offended. What kind of singing do you prefer? I like to sing the song of my people, Effendi. Songs who please the spirits of the night. Not something that can disturb the slumber of your ancient ones. Oh, this guy's African. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering why I kept saying Effendi. Effendi, or however you say it. You laugh. Yes, they're noisy, and not much in tune. Sai'id doesn't seem in the mood for joking. We have a lot of marching to do tomorrow. I suggest you get some rest. As you command, Effendi. Effendi. I don't know. Go to sleep. Finally can sleep. You spend some time lying awake, looking at the canvases of the tent that you can see in the dark. Sleep has turned away while the bad feelings are back. The night is so full of noises. You may have fallen asleep at some point, but you don't remember when it happened. I can relate. I never know when I fall asleep. It just happens. I'm sure a lot of you can relate there. It's weird. Wake and dreams become confused. You remember shadows. Many dark shadows over you. They're moving around, looming over your cot. You remember the sweat on your body and how it became difficult to breathe. It seems you woke up and fell back asleep several times during the night. A strange anguish weighed on you. You remember the strange shapes of the shadows. They seemed human, but you remember too many arms, too long and moving unnaturally. You remember thinking about an octopus while you felt the shadows close to grabbing you. You scream when a hand touches you. Sir, we need you outside. He's Langley, or maybe Ward. You don't remember every soldier's name. He's come to wake me up because something is happening outside. You hear upset voices outside your tent. Simmons, another soldier, is waiting for you. His boots are dirty and he looks pretty shaken. I went to pee, sir. It was dawn and I was sleepy, so I didn't notice at first. What is it you didn't notice, soldier? Offal, sir. There's offal all around the camp. Bring me to the place. The soldier's face pales, then he nods. Yes, sir. You quickly change your clothes, and in a few steps the soldier brings you to the place. It stinks and it's disgusting. But the offal isn't just there at random. It seems like there's some kind of logic in its arrangement. You're watching around you when Sai'id, the interpreter, comes out from his tent and starts yelling something in his language. Then you see them. There are word symbols on your tent, and on some other tents as well. They are red and seem to be marked with blood. Let's examine it. You know what it is. While soldiers try to examine the symbols, you move close to your tent to examine it by yourself. Take a closer look. Success. You look at the symbols on your tent. They remind you of Egyptian hieroglyphs, but many shapes seem unnatural. You can identify stylized men and women, and maybe some animals that you can't recognize. Some symbols may be letters or words. It is clear this was done with a specific purpose and not by accident. Is that a message marked on the tent? Is it some kind of spell? Or a curse? You choose to keep these thoughts to yourself to avoid upsetting the soldiers. You start marching when Sai'id comes closer. We need to change our path, Effendi. This... What's the meaning of this? It is a threat, Effendi. We have entered a dangerous territory. Savages. They are savaged. Who are they? I'm not gonna be like that. I don't know if they have a name, Effendi, but they are scary and cruel. Inhumans. You think about his words. You look at the map. 2 paths lie ahead. You can venture into the forest, ignoring the interpreter, or take a narrow path by the coast that bypasses the trees. If you chose the coast, you'll have to ditch the wagon, leaving ammo, drugs, and supplies behind. Inventory. This is what I have to do, so I can keep the wagon moved through the forest. I'm leaving the wagon, sorry. The path along the coast reveals beautiful landscapes, but the soldiers aren't in the mood for sightseeing. They don't know why I decided to divert from the original path, and after the morning events, they're becoming suspicious. And they sure aren't happy for leaving the wagon. Oh, I can imagine, but I'm just looking out for their safety. You are unhappy too, both about the wagon and for deciding to listen to the fear that Sai'id instilled in you. The path narrows several times, often forcing you to walk in a line. After a few hours, you're facing a collapsed cliff portion. Sun Scouts, I guess. You curse silently, then look at your surroundings. The soldiers get back quickly. There is a way. You have to move inland for a few miles. Fortunately, not enough to enter the forest, and then you'll be able to reach the coast again. It isn't a long detour, so you should start leading the group in that direction. In front of you, there is a wide, flat space, in the ground, not far from you. A large cave opens up. You approach the entrance to inspect it. The morphology and some traces on the rocks tell you that in the cave there probably is a water source. You leave a guard at the entrance and enter the cave with the rest of the company. The entrance descends steeply into the darkness. Getting in is not too difficult, but takes longer than expected. After a while, the cave becomes larger. It's too dark to see, and every step echoes on the walls, increased tenfold. Okay, so I can look around for a torch, or order the men to look for a torch. I'll look around myself. Better one person than a bunch of soldiers. Fail. Your eyes are unable to adjust to the darkness. You are getting kind of dizzy, and an ominous feeling of loneliness starts looming over you. You think you may need to lie down for a second, but then a voice brings you back to reality. Lloyd has found a torch. He lights it up and hands it over. You try to look around with the help of the company. The light's reflections show you a huge chamber. On the bottom you get a glimpse of a gallery. There is a stone at the center of the chamber which reminds you of some kind of altar. You take a step forward and you notice something. On the ground. Check it. Success. You bend down and use the torch to take a good look at the ground. There are bone fragments on the ground, tied to a rope, concealed by some powder. It seems to be the trigger of a trap. Follow me and stay close. You walk slowly, feeling your soldier's breath behind you. You don't want to risk it, but you can't seem to be able to figure out this chamber. You order to move carefully and inspect the area. So basically same outcome, I guess. The company starts looking around and moving with caution. You discover lots of bones and skulls around the rock altar. Lit by the torches, the altar reveals many signs of violence and some drawings on the wall. They're similar to the ones that were on the tent. Looking at those writings, the feeling of being surrounded once again by his inhuman shadows overwhelms you. Sai'id remains close to the exit, pale and terrified. He's praying as usual, but this time he's louder. Lloyd and the other soldiers are nervous too. They keep looking at each other. Behind the altar, a soldier finds a small water source. but you are mesmerized by what seem to be human remains on the ground. Sir? He tries to call you. You try to inspect the remains more closely. Shake off. Okay, fail. Oh shit. You examine the bones again. Some look really old, but some are clearly more recent. Maybe too recent. You choose to take a water sample off the source, then quickly give the order to leave the cave. Sai'id turns around. It seems like he is waiting for your order, but he can only take a couple steps. The 3 soldiers that you have left to guard the entrance rush in, almost bumping into the interpreter. Effendi, the savages are coming. We heard drums. Then they appeared. Think they did not see us, but they will be here in a few minutes. This demo is over for now. Please check back soon for updates. Click. Oh, it's over? Really? Right at this part? Oh my god. Why do you have to have that cliffhanger ending, man? Why? Alright, let's go back to the main menu. Wow. This demo represents the alpha stage of our development and is not representative of the final product. The story acts as a prequel to our game that acts place before the main events. We're currently on Kickstarter, like you support our project. Please check out the link below. Thanks for playing. So, this was Omen Exitio, Plague. So, I guess this is a series. This is actually the first I'm playing it. It's a prequel. So, definitely interested in this game. It was pretty breathtaking to play. It was the first narrative RPG-based game I've played, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was a phenomenal experience. This was an amazing game by amazing developers. Guys, I see this lighting up here now. Support them on Kickstarter. I might just visit that page myself after now. And with that said, thank you all for watching this video. I'm Crimson, signing off. See you guys next time.